All right, hello everyone. I'm going to make this video for you so that you can see where everything is this week. So if we go to modules, we go down to week 12, you'll be able to see what you need to do this week, okay? So I hope I made this a little bit more clear. So for today, you're still welcome to attend class at 12:30. When this video is uploaded on YouTube, you'll find it here underneath this first bullet point. And go ahead and read through A3 examples and the assignment sheet here, and I'll go over that in just a second, and then your discussion post. So let's first talk about A3 and what that looks like, okay? So A3 is a proposal. So if we take a look, Tuesday, April 28th, your draft is due, and then like that next day, just like we did with A2, you'll have 24 hours to respond to your peer. And then it's due May 1st, all right? And so kind of put that in your calendar and keep that in the back of your mind, okay? So this is shorter than A2 because proposals are typically only hold important information and what is necessary and are specifically to one stakeholder, and I'll get to that in just a minute. So it's 900 to 1200 words plus a works cited page, okay? And the purpose is to identify a problem from your research with an A2 and explain why that problem was relevant to the audience. Why should they care? What do they have to gain or lose? And propose a new, unique plan to solve the problem so that you can expand on the conversation. This is important, this new, unique plan. So a part of your research for this project should be around what has already been done to solve this problem, as well as what your stakeholder has tried and what your stakeholder supports, okay? So if you're struggling to identify a problem in A2 that you can solve, just talk to me and we can go over the areas that you can focus on, okay? So A2 was really broad and kind of addressed a large issue and a generalized issue. A3 is going to be specific and often localized. So what I mean by that is usually it's going to be to a specific city, to a specific general region, okay? And that will help your stakeholder understand why you are writing to them, okay? You're welcome to use all your research from A2. Just know that you may need more depending on what your topic is. Okay, so the audience. So your audience is a specific person. So you think of it as someone who you could literally send this to, and I will provide you extra credit if you do send it to the person you write it to. So for example, if you were to write to Elon Musk, because he's the CEO and creator of Tesla, right? You would be directly sending it to him as CEO, right? And so you'll have to find a way how you contact him. What are ways that he's tried to solve the problem? Maybe you're writing about electric vehicles, right? And so start brainstorming who you think would get this proposal, okay? Who would you send this to? You also need to make sure that you explain the problem fully and you create a concrete solution, okay? So in A2, I told you to be general and not solve the problem. This is where you need to do that. You need to do research on what solutions have or haven't worked, and you need to make sure that it's specific. So that includes cost, timelines, and other things that you'll need to accomplish the solution that you're proposing. Okay, of course, still appeal to your audience, so this will take a little bit of research on who this person is, right? If you're writing to Musk, you'll have to look up his values. What does he value? What does he know? That way, you can address them specifically, and you're not over informing them of something or missing something that they should know. Okay, this paper does require a counter argument, okay, and we'll go over that a little bit more in detail, but you need to make sure that you are addressing the other perspective at some point in your proposal. Okay, and of course, offer evidence as well. The other thing that's different from A2 is that you have a visual component, and so you'll need to insert an image or a chart or a graph, okay? But don't just plug in an image. You need to make sure that this image is useful to your reader, okay? You're using it as a piece of evidence, whether it's pathos, logos, or ethos. You have to make sure you are representing your paper in that image as well, okay? So stock photos may not be the best choice, okay? So for this genre, a part of your discussion post questions this week, which I'll talk about in just a second, is that you need to think about what a proposal looks like, okay? So think about proposals you've seen in real life. Maybe you've read proposals for a position you've had. So think about what a proposal needs, and you'll have to figure out a way in which you'll understand your ideas, okay? So this is a little bit more of a genre in which you provide headings for your stakeholder. Maybe you'll have subheadings. Maybe you'll have things that go on the side, maybe small asides about context, costs, methods, limitations. Okay. And really think about your rhetorical choice of where to put your image, where to put that graph or other image that you're going to be using in your proposal. Okay. So, like last time for peer review, same thing, make sure you're submitting a Word document, then respond to 2 peers and submit those reviewed Word documents back to your peer on that comment in the discussion post, and then submit that final draft, okay? So that is what the proposal looks like, but let's take a look at that discussion post. So take a look at that there. Also go ahead and look at the examples. I'm going to expect that you can do that on your own. While you're doing that, think about 3 questions you have for A3. Okay, let's look at this discussion post. So for today, make sure that you write or record a response and answer 2 of these 3 questions, okay? So what type of proposals have you seen in your life? Think widely about proposal, and where is the genre common, okay? So if you would like to answer this question, think about where you'd see this proposal and how you would transfer it to a career, to a position, okay? How do you think you will incorporate a visual image into your proposal? And what are the benefits of including an image? Why are we having you include an image? And why do proposals typically have images? Think about that rhetorical situation a bit. Or you can answer, who could be your stakeholders? So if you really don't know who your stakeholders should be, I recommend answering number 3. So you can kind of play with who you're going to send this to. So make sure that it's a specific person, and think about, you could actually send this proposal to someone. You could send it in an email to them. You could send it via mail to them, okay? Think about who you could do that to. And then, of course, by Thursday, you'll just respond to a peer in a similar way as last week, all right? So after this week is over, I'm going to go over your homework a little bit. All you need to do is submit 1 question to the A3 Birding Questions discussion, okay? Anything you have a question about, and I'll answer each of you individually and put it on a page on Canvas. And then submit your reflection for A2. So let's take a look at this. Assignment has been deleted. Interesting. Let's take a look at it. Must have linked. Canvas has been duplicating my assignments, so we'll see if that doesn't work. For your A2 reflection, I just want you to answer 3 questions. So what was your most successful area of this project and why? So before you get my comments, I want you to think about what was easiest for you and what did you feel good about, okay? And then what was the biggest challenge for you? So think about, what did you struggle with most? How did you address that? And how will you address it in the next project? What will you do for A3 to make sure that you can be better supported with that? So in 3, go ahead and choose 2 of the areas to discuss. So choose 2 of these 5 and focus on how well you think you achieved those objectives. It's a little bit of practice for what our final will look like. You'll do similar reflection on our course objectives, okay? So choose 2 of these areas and think about how you achieve those objectives, okay? So how well did you create an original claim based on sources, which follows an argumentative structure? Okay, and if you don't think you did that very well, you can explain why and what you struggled with. All right. Okay, so that is what we will be doing this week. You can find all of that under the week 12 module. If you're having trouble finding anything or understanding anything, of course, check in with your buddies or email me. And take a look at that email I sent you, and you will see a timeline for when I'll get your A2 grades back to you. All right, I look forward to embarking on this new unit with you all, and I hope you're doing well. Thanks for watching.